Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Chikat and today we're back with another banger video giving you guys the latest and greatest of PulseChain news. Crypto market has been booming in the past week. You can see Bitcoin breaking an all-time high. It did touch over 80,000. It is currently at 80,000 and it touched just under 82,000 Bitcoin, and it feels great to be in crypto right now because even Ethereum, okay, the one that was kind of underperforming compared to Ethereum's rate of growth, is finally over that 3K mark. It feels really, really great. And yeah, you can see in the previous week, Bitcoin has appreciated by 17%. But let me tell you what did even better. Hex, ladies and gentlemen, Hex did a 54% increase in the past week. Talk about the better Bitcoin. Okay, hey, you know what I mean? I made a few tweets on this. This is why you guys should not miss out on my Twitter. Go follow it, link in the description. Guys, you need to understand. I'll show you the Twitter as well that I made. It's talking about the S curve. Okay, Hex hasn't done the impact that Bitcoin has done yet. Of course, which one makes sense to hold for now? But if it's a question of a store of value, of course, yeah, Bitcoin beats that. You know what I mean? But if it's talking about in terms of appreciation and investment, okay, the speculation, I want to make generational wealth, which one will give that to you? The most you can expect from Bitcoin this bull run, guys, is literally a 2 to 3x, the most. So keep that in mind. This is why we're looking at the leverages of Bitcoin, which is Ethereum, the leverage of Ethereum, which is PulseChain, the leverage of PulseChain, which is PulseX, the leverage of PulseX, which is Hex. And I believe the eHex, the original Hex on Ethereum, that peaked in 2021. That peaked at 51 cents almost. I believe the Hex from PulseChain will repeat its history and go even higher levels. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very bullish on eHex because, again, I do believe history repeats itself, often rhymes. eHex made it to the top 10 CoinMarketCap list. I believe it can do it again. And fun fact as well, actually, fun fact, PHEX is not even that far away from the top 10. It's top 15 using the PulseCoin list. Shout out to them. Really great website. Okay, look at this. We're actually, because actually PX, guys, if you didn't know, it's a 10 billion market cap asset. Okay, it's at 15. But let me tell you, why is it not showing that rank in CoinMarketCap? Yeah, because CoinMarketCap, there's actually hopefully a lawsuit going against them. Because I'll show you this guy. Wait till CoinMarketCap has to publicly announce and apologize to Hex and PulseChain community for market manipulation and censorship. I believe there is an actual lawsuit against Binance, which obviously Binance owns CoinMarketCap, because they did hide, right? They did hide Hex and they pumped their own tokens up in the rankings, which is really bad. That's kind of like censoring. That's not what CoinMarketCap is all about, right? It's not about, I don't know, promoting whatever they want to show. It's about showing the stats, the rankings, the actual rankings, which is just a straight up formula. There's no exceptions. There's no blacklisting. So yeah, I'm excited to see the day where CoinMarketCap will admit it, or CoinMarketCap will, I don't know, pay the fine. You know what I mean? But that's one piece of news. Aside from that, this is the tweet that I made. You can understand here, this is the S-curve. This is what Richard Hart mentioned. Okay, Bitcoin is basically at the top of that S-curve. It's past its infancy phase. It's past the ramping up where we've seen, you know, that crazy hundreds and thousands of X's. Okay, we're not going to get that again. You know what I mean? With every cycle we go through, there's going to be diminishing returns. But guess what? PHEX is in its first cycle. You know what I mean? eHex itself as well. It's in its second cycle. Telling you guys, I am telling you. But look at this. When was the best time to buy Bitcoin? When it sucked the most. When everyone called it a scam. Okay, when it wasn't even being traded in that many places, by the way. When I think at that time, the only centralized exchange was Mt. Gox. When is the best time to buy Hex? When it's not being traded in many places, right? PHEX right now. Okay, it's not even on any centralized exchange. Shout out to Maxi because they do have Pulse in there. I'm not sure if they have Hex, but they do have Pulse. The only place you can get PHEX is straight up from PulseChain. You know what I mean? The barrier for entry is very, very high, which means that if you're watching this video, you're already winning. You're already ahead of the curve. You're the first 1% that made it over that barrier. You know what I mean? The first step is always the hardest step. So congratulations, honestly, for being in PulseChain. You are a winner. When it hasn't made the impact Bitcoin's made yet, when everyone calls it a scam, which we've been getting a lot of that, guys. We've been getting a lot of that. I said here, only possible in PulseChain. Get ready for the crypto altcoin season. We are gonna make it. And just going talking about just bullish things. Thank God we missed a civil war, and now we're having a bull run where Bitcoin going to 250K is is within the possibilities, I guess. Again, do remember my predictions is I'll be happy. My top signal will be at 160K Bitcoin price tag. And then I just wanted to show this video as well. It's really, really bullish, like the Trump effect, okay, which obviously a huge percentage of that goes to flourishing. You know what I mean? Flourishing the whole crypto industry, because of course the main crypto industry is in America. I mean, look at all the stable coins. What are the dollar? What's the currency of all stable coins? It's the dollar amount. You know what I mean? The largest country holding Bitcoin, 210,000 Bitcoin, is America. We want to keep that. We want to increase that. We want to see if Donald Trump can use that to pay their debt, etc., etc. Let's see this video. It covers a lot of those things.
Donald Trump's not even president yet. Have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their Hamas leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey, America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously, and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war. He's calling for term limits in from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs. He sent Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton into depression. Because of all of this amazing news, white, liberal, ugly women are now refusing to have sex with men. America is in fact being made great again.
Hold on. This is bullish, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But in other news, you know what I mean? Another reason why PulseChain is doing really great. There's been reports that Solana, the network was down for a period of time, unfortunately. But let me tell you something. What's the one chain that has 100% uptime? Yeah, it's PulseChain, guys. We have never been down. You know what I mean? Bitcoin's slow. PulseChain's quick in that. Ethereum gas is too high. Yeah, PulseChain solves that. Gases are thousands of times cheaper than that. Solana, the network gets congested, transactions fail. No, none of that in PulseChain. We have 100% uptime. What's the solution? Yeah, my friend, I hope people have been telling him it's PulseChain. But do remember that, like, PulseChain solves a lot of problems. It's an all-in-one solution. It attracts every type of investor. You love to provide liquidity. Great place for you. Are you learning? This is a great place for you. Are you investing in meme coins? This is a great place for you. You know what I mean? You want to join a cult? This is a great place for you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things. If you're a builder, there's DeFi, a lot of things. There's even more. I mean, even actually PulseCoinlinks is very a good website because you can see the ecosystem map. I really, really do like this. You can see analytics, the different projects for that. DEXs, of course, different DEXs within that. PulseX is the native one. Shout out to Petit is the greatest aggregator. 9inch, PHUX, and a lot of those other ones. And then you can see the DeFi stuff. Shout out to Function Island. Tons of other things that I haven't even probably made a video on. Pulse Strip, that's an OG one. You know what I mean? Liquid loans, a lot of things. Recordian, Time Pays Me as well. Shout out to Matty. On and off ramps, Zero X Coast, Web3 stuff, Pulse Domains. It's pretty cool. It's basically like ENS on Ethereum. And other stuff, wallets. The Pulse wallet, you see, we even have our own native wallet. Rabbi Wallet, shout out to them as well. We have communities, tools and devs, social gaming, mobile apps, NFT marketplaces, bridges. So even privacy, Block Blend is a huge one. I like it when we have our own native services. And actually, speaking of that, there was a tweet exactly that I wanted to talk about. Shout out to Pulse Ecosystem because he said it perfectly. Yes, I've talked about that. PulseChain is really good with, solving Ethereum's high gas fees. Bitcoin's, I don't know, slower and even very expensive gas fees as well, etc. Yeah, PulseChain has higher throughput than Ethereum, 17% quicker, 10-second average block times, thousands of times cheaper gas, 100% uptime, etc. Right? Let me tell you what no one talks about, which this guy exactly covers. And this is the whole thing. What I told you, it feels great when we have our own native services. Look at this: Maker, Ethereum, Uniswap, and all the stables, all run by multiple separate entities. We forked it all, and one team is running it. The team did a 10,000x, while gatekept, throttled, and had no ecosystem control. Now it's all ours. Literally, we've forked Uniswap, which is now PulseX. We forked DAI, which is now PDAI. We forked Ethereum, which is now PulseChain, the better Ethereum, the more evolved Ethereum, better scalability. You know what I mean? Like at the peak of the bull run, you're going to expect $100 per transaction. How's that going to be fun for anyone? Ruins profit margins. It doesn't even allow for people to come in who are new to kind of crypto. You know what I mean? Because now they have to really, I don't know, they have to cut down the number of transactions they want to make. So even if you want to provide liquidity, you want to change the range of your V3 pool, yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of money. But with PulseChain, you can expect it to cost less than a cent. Literally less than a cent, by the way. Look at this. Stats. We go to gas here, and you can see swap wall. Whoa. Right now, for some reason, the swap is peaked up. I think because someone probably launched something or whatever. But bad timing. But you can see here, it is less than a cent. And I guess here, usually it is extremely less than a cent. I don't know what's going on right now. Someone is deploying a contract, whatever's going on. But anyways, well, that was bad timing. Anyways, going back to it, moving on, another great piece of info. Solana did a 1000x. Polygon did a 1.3x. Cardano did a 1.2x. Binance did a 68,000. Obviously, Binance is not to be played with. It will always be the top three. I think it's going to be very hard to expect a 68,000x ever again, or 6,800x ever again. And some of you think PulseChain can't. Now, I do think PulseChain can repeat the early days of Solana. Okay, we're talking from like all-time lows, which, by the way, if we go here to see the all-time lows, look at it. We're actually already past the all-time low. Like, we're not, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we're not, like, the price floors are actually moving up. I remember at the beginning, in the early months of this year, I was looking at the all-time low, and then this was like minus 50%. IMC was doing good. It was like plus 300%. PulseX was also minus something percent. Pulse was also minus something percent. Look at where we are now. I've been making videos, mostly my top 10 token recommendations, right? Not financial advice. I'm just saying top 10 favorite tokens in PulseChain have not changed. They literally have not changed. In that 1 year, I've only learned more about PulseChain. My conviction grew even more. And guess what? I now believe in what I'm holding even more. And that's all what it takes. You want to believe in something and then hold it till the finish line. And then you will reap the greatest of rewards from it. Instead of, swing trading it. Oh, I'm going to swing trade it to the 100x. But of course, if you swing traded it to 100x, you're not going to make 100x. You're going to make, you're going to make 20% times 100x, which is not 100x. 100x is like exponential growth, guys. Okay? Swing trading, I feel like it's a lot of wasteful energy. And of course, leverage. Never ever leverage. I would never recommend that. Fun fact, I used to leverage with CFD trading, with the FTSE 100, and I made money. Don't get me wrong, I made money, but it was mentally taxing. Guys, it was mentally taxing. And oh my God, yeah, I realized it. Before I went to university for my final year, I was like, I can't do this. I can't focus on my final year while leveraging. So yeah, I went out. And then actually, fun fact, it was just before where the COVID stuff, right? I basically invested in airlines, invested in cinemas, just spot trading. And then obviously things went up. That was a good midterm investment. Sell everything. I'm out of the stock market. Didn't really like it. It's very slow moving unless you're playing leverage, which is too high risk. You don't want to play with money that you don't really own. You know what I mean? So crypto is literally the next best thing, or the best thing. Okay. Anyways, going back to it, there's even this chart here, which I wanted to talk about. PDAI, guys, the PRC20 narrative. No coin has been fudded as much as DAI on PulseChain. PDAI continues on its path despite the FUD, though remember, with or without you. Very well said. Here you can see at the beginning, I wish I was down here. I wish I was down here. I believe I'm not sure where I was. So yeah, I made most of my DCAing from down here. And I think I might have bought a little bit in this green line, but not as much. But anyways, look at this. Core coins only. Oh, the mint scam. I don't, was that is that saying your friend Somi said that? I feel like your friend Somi is the one who received the FUD at that time. And then yeah, Crypto Kings will dump. Richard Hart, PDAI, hid the reply of PDAI's. I remember that time as well. You dropped 90%, so people like looking at that correction like, oh, it's dead now. Richard Hart sold. I remember this time as well. Okay, I don't think it's like it's a negative thing. Pulse Latina holds too much PDAI. That's unfortunate. That's a big scam. Extracting value from genuine investors. You know what I mean? This is why just don't trust an influencer. You know what I mean? Like Pulse Latina, she was kind of new. Like she only spent a few months trying to gather people to like she was hyping up the Pulse, what is it called, Latina farms, and then she literally rugged within the first day, guys. Within the first day. So sad, actually. I think she carried basic $600,000 of assets and then extracted it out, bridged it out to Ethereum, I believe, in a very inefficient and stupid way. But she still made that money, right? God will get her. Don't get me wrong. Like, it does feel bad, but I know God will work. And you know what I mean? Karma is real, basically. What I'm trying to say. PulseChain. PulseChain people are delusional. Whoever's saying that. And then here, yeah, minting with USDC again. Fair, and like people don't even understand how MakerDAO works. If you're making a vault, then of course you can mint it, etc., etc. And that guy, he effectively put USDC at 1-to-1 with PDAI. Like that's a literal, at a smaller scale, that the MakerDAO vaults are actually working. It feels great to be in PulseChain, guys. That was actually a very, very key, like milestone, key moment for PDAI. And then look where we are now. Whoever that guy is saying is biblical. Is that Ivan? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's Ivan. But yeah, it feels good to be in PDAI. And speaking of that, actually, look at the price. Guys, look at the price of PDAI now. It is at half a cent. Well, actually topped at just above. Is at 5.0058. What's crazy is that, look at this. At these all-time lows, guys. You know what I mean? 31st of August. At that point, we were actually 700 plus X away from $1. And look at it. At the price that it is today, all of a sudden, it is a 200X. Do you know the difference between a 700X and a 200X? I don't. To be fair, I never hit a 700X. But I've hit a 200X. 700X would be crazy. Guys. It would be crazy. You know what I mean? This is what I'm telling you. I've been making a lot of videos about, about PDAI back here. When I told people, hey, it's December. People are going to be selling at this time. They want to cash out. They want to buy stuff for their families. They're not going to think about investment. It's the time where you need to be greedy. I told people, look at the volume. Compare the volume before and after. Look at this. Not a lot of people participating. You should be greedy at this time. And I swear to God, when I make those videos, not a lot of people would buy after this. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm speaking to an echo chamber. It's fine. I had a few people that were with me on the ride, though. The OGs that were with me on the ride. When Teddy Bear, when Atropa were like 2 to 3 million market cap, guys. PDAI was very, very low. I forgot what market cap it was back then. The power of DCing. I am not a whale. Let me tell you, I am not a whale. But with the power of DCAing, I look like a whale now. You know what I mean? But we're nowhere near the finish line, guys. I'm waiting till that $1. And you know what's crazy? For me to cash out my profits with PDAI, I don't even need to do anything, because by the time it reaches $1, it becomes the stable coin. It becomes the safe place to hold your assets once you want to cash them out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep them at PDAI. It's probably gonna be added to the P stables, not P stables, the stable swap liquidity pool, where it's with USDC, EDAI, EUSDT, and then now you have PDAI. There's probably gonna be a PDAI, EDAI, V1 farms. You know what I mean? A lot of people are gonna come in. They want to provide liquidity, make the yield, and I'm gonna be there. Thank you for backing up my own token. And of course, the main backing, the one that actually matters, is the richer hardcore tokens. The OA wallet. Look at how much the OA is holding right now. Remember, last video I talked about this. So now we're in scan.pulsechain.com. We paste in the PDAI address, and we will see that indeed the max total supply of PDAI is 23 billion. A lot of people will ask the really great question: what will happen if we get 23 billion in sell pressure once it's at $1 pegged? That is a great question. First of all, as I said, how are we going to peg it? For us to create a MakerDAO vault, we will need 150% backing of the asset. So if we bring up a trusty calculator, okay, and if we typed in 23 billion times 1.5, we will need 34.5 billion. Do we have that? How do we get there? Okay, we're not going to use the sacrifice funds. This will be using the richer hardcore tokens, okay, which is why we're going to expect soon. I believe it's decentralized big shout out to him. I believe they're going to make a vote, which hopefully Richard Hart, because he has the majority vote with PMaker, to accept it, so he can add tokens like PulseX, PulseX, to be added to the approved tokens to create MakerDAO vaults with. Why? Because look at this. If we toggle on and off the include and exclude OA, which is origin address, you will see that the origin address is holding a huge amount of assets that is very close to being able to actually peg the PDAI. Okay, so looking at Hex right now, look at this, 1.6, including OA is 11, so that's roughly 9 billion in assets. Pulse, you can see that 100 million market cap, including OA, that's around, we're just going to say around 7. Okay, I don't know the quick maths. So 9 plus 7, that's 16, guys. And then PulseX, on the other hand, is around 4 billion. So that right now, total up, all the OA holding in richer hardcore tokens, excluding INC, because INC has a minority or even almost nothing in INC, which is great, because INC now, it means that it actually can be listed in Binance. That's just a side fact. Anyways, in all the OA wallets, we're holding about 20 billion worth of tokens. How much money did we need? Wasn't it 34 billion? As I remember, as I told you guys, 34 billion. So we're actually less than a 2x, okay? Obviously, because things been popping up, we're less than a 2x away for us to be able to back PDAI. Now, back to your great question. What happens when we get 23 billion worth of sell pressure? Isn't that gonna, break the vaults, liquidate the vaults, right? Good question. The next question is, do you understand the token distribution of PDAI? Shout out to Decentralize Me, because he has listed it right here. 12 billion of PDAI, if you didn't know, 12 billion of PDAI is actually in Richard Hart's ownership, or in the OA wallets. I'm not 100% sure. You guys can correct me on that. In my opinion, guys, there's no difference. Either in OA wallets or Richard Hart wallets, there's no difference for me. I trust Richard Hart. I trust it more than actually Ethereum, than the Ethereum Foundation. I trust it more than XRP donating 10 million to Kamala. It doesn't even make sense. I trust it more than any other chain. Okay, and then you have here 5 billion in forked EDAI. So we can also not worry about that. 5 billion is left to be circulation, right? 5 billion in liquid, which is to normal investors like you and me, like people who actually might want to, buy something else with it, cash it out. So the most we can expect is a 5 billion of PDAI. Look at that ratio between the rest, okay? And let me tell you, this is just me talking about, oh yeah, we're 2x away from backing PDAI. you understand how far Hex can grow, how far PulseX can grow, how far Pulse can go. We might be 10x from here, guys. And of course, if we 10x everything, that 20 billion worth of OA assets will be worth 200 billion. This is exactly what Decentralized Me goes ahead and talks about. What's 5 billion sell pressure to 200 billion vault? Nothing. A small, insignificant percentage. It's actually crazy, guys. It is actually a reality. We've seen it happen with USDC and PDAI, where the guy, whoever he is, he has basically proven that the vaults work at a smaller scale. Don't sleep on PDAI. That's the lesson. And of course, the next lesson here is PWBTC. Not a lot of people talk about this. It used to be in the past weeks, basically, it used to be a 479x away from the current. Well, that's actually that's to 63,000. So I actually need to update it. So we're gonna change this to 70,000. Oh, it is already on 70,000. But to be fair, the right price would be around 80,000 now. Bitcoin is around $80,000, and you can see right now it used to be 540 something x away, right? Now, all of a sudden, that small little jump made it to be 300x away. It's starting to become more believable to you now, right? Because 500x, I'll never hit a 500x. Don't have that mindset. Do not have that mindset, because now look, you've missed out on PWBCC when it was under $100, guys. Again, this is exactly where I started buying. Unfortunately, not at this. Oh, I wish I was here. I started buying here. I started buying here. You know what I mean? Again, the power of DCing, you can become a whale. And it's actually crazy that what I drew here is almost exactly what happened. Like a small dump and then starting to rally up. So I'm really excited. And then a fun fact as well. We take this, and this is going to be before we end the video. We take this dash DAI. Okay, slash PDAI. Let's see what's the ratio between WBTC and PDAI. It's actually right now, one PWBTC gives you 50,000 PDAI. Kind of close to what's in reality, which is one Bitcoin is worth 80,000 DAI, right? It's very close. It's crazy that we have our own little simulation of that, right? It's like turning back time, okay? Creating a Bitcoin that will soon become its destined price of $80,000. So the actual right amount should be around, the 80,000 mark. This is why I look at PWBC as being very undervalued. So what is an $80,000 price tag? Good question. We scroll down, we type it in here. That's around 413. Expect PWBC to reach 413. And a final reminder, PulseX, do not sleep on it. I myself, I think I've been sleeping on it. I'm slowly DCing into this. I want to buy and hold this. I want to hold this not just for this bull run, potentially for even longer periods of times, because of the power of deflation. I believe that 1 cent is a reality, guys. I mean, 1 cent from where we are today is now a 300x. Okay, like a 300x, that would be a life-changing amount. First of all, if you invested $1,000, that would be a $300,000. That's, of course, life-changing amounts for me, okay, within itself. Now, how much would you need to be a millionaire from this? I believe you need 100 million. Let's do that again. 1, 2. I believe you need 100 million at the price of 1 cent would be exactly, obviously. 1 million, what is the price? How much does it cost for a million right now? It is $3,200 worth. Now, I know for a fact that this used to be worth like $2,000 to get 100 million. So yeah, 100 million is going to be my milestone to hold. And then I'm going to put that in like a Treasury wallet, in a cold wallet, and forget about it. You know what I mean? Put it somewhere where I'm not going to remember it. I don't know. Put it somewhere. You know what I mean? Even give it to my parents and be like, yeah, just keep this somewhere safe. Never remind me of it unless it's 5 years later. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Because, sometimes if you see the price go up by 100x, you want to take profits. You know what I mean? But the difference between 100x and a 300x is crazy too. Keep that in mind. It's crazy. It's crazy too. Anyways, guys, listen up. I think I'm going to end the video there. If you do need a really great website here as well, if you do need to see what's the latest sacrifice wallets are holding, big shout out to lookintorichardheart.com. They have it all. They have it listed all because, of course, I used to have it in my bundles. You can also have it here. You can see right now they're all worth 500 plus million, where it used to be worth 400 something million. In a matter of a week, things change, and I think it even touched 550 million. So we're only a 2x away from Ethereum for us to have a 1 billion buying power for Richard Heart. I mean, really think about it. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying, "Oh, who told you that he's actually going to rotate it into PulseChain?" I mean, think about it. The bridge.pulsechain.com used to not have a bridge fee, but now it's 0% bridge fee. You tell me, why did he do that? I mean, of course, he did that so other people will be more incentivized to bridge, but at the same time, he doesn't want to tax himself when he rotates within PulseChain from Ethereum. So he's really prepping up, guys. I'm telling you. And he will strike when everyone will least expect it. Even you and I. This is why the simplest thing to do is nothing. The greatest investors, one of the greatest attributes of the most disciplined of investors is doing nothing. You bought. The decision to buy a token, which is bullish or not, is the hardest part. No, it's not the hardest part. Actually, it is the second hardest part, because the hardest thing is, for how long should I hold it? Am I going to miss the top? Am I going to, you know what I mean? Oh, did I buy at the bottom? Hard. That's why you need to do DCAing in, DCA out. Happy days. I'm going to end the video there, guys. Thank you very much for all the YouTube members who are choosing to support my small channel. If you are new to crypto, go check out my course link in the description. And yeah, take care, guys. Bye-bye.